before I go into my question, so I mean, Erica is already staying alone. I have more or less established that I'm planning to stay with my parents for some time. So for Jason and Xeenah, right? Since y'all mentioned that, I mean, okay, Jason is already applying for houses. Xeenah plans to move out. Like, what have your parents, are your parents saying about this, about the concept of moving out and things like that? I mean, we heard our perspective. I'm curious to know what your parents have to say about it. And then there was awkward silence. So I'm pointing the finger to Xeenah first.
Okay, so like for me, my parents, like they said okay, but first, like, do you have the finances? Because like I realized in this COVID that like for now, because we don't have like helpers or we don't have anyone around, so everyone is like your own, you have to do all your things on your own. And like in COVID, I think I like probably built up a routine, you know, like where I do my own things like before I start my day, and then during the day, like if I have to cook, then just cook for everyone. So like I think I have sort of like got the independence in that sense, like I know how to do things now, and I'm not like only waiting for my parents to like cook for me or like wash clothes or, you know, like dry them or whatever. So I think in that sense my parents are pretty okay, but they are not gonna help me like arrange for like rent or like look for a house. They are just like, oh, you fund yourself because like it's something that you want to do. We are not forcing you to go anywhere, but if you want to go, make sure you have everything like out there for you ready before you like go and stay in someone else's house. Also, yeah, but you know how like Indian parents are, right? They will say one thing, but then like behind your back they will mean something else. So
I think all parents
emotional blackmail behind it all.
yeah.
All parents does that. I think all Asian parents does that. I'm not sure about like, you know, the Western culture, but all Asian parents does that. Why not?
But Xeenah, once again, great sharing. But main takeaway is that you cook.
Yeah, I was like, yes, that is so important. Like,
So I mean,
skill.
hopefully when they say 5 people can gather, you know, then cookies from Erica, food from Xeenah. Jason, I'm looking forward for you to say you can contribute something. But yeah, so Jason, what have your parents said about you moving out?
Actually, they want me to move out ASAP.
Oh, why?
Yeah, but I think they want me to be independent or walk on my own 2 feet lah, that kind of thing.
Oh,
It's the natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but personally, a bit sad to leave because quite a deep bond there. But anyway, baking wise, I can refer Alisha to you, Vivek. So Alisha is my girlfriend.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, her Instagram handle is 23. You gotta love it. Yeah. Weijie, you can put some fireworks here. And, you know, yeah. Anyway.
So 2 people making desserts, 1 person cooking. I can bring the drinks. I'll happily do that. So maybe the next video will be us having the meal together lah. JCUSAA tries home cooked meals or something like that. But actually, interesting question I wanted to ask, because Jason mentioned about memories, right? So for me personally, like before, like okay, this house we moved in like about 15 years ago. Prior to that, we shifted houses quite often. I just wanted to check, like for the 3 of you, like for the houses, for Erica, for the house you used to stay in, for Jason and Xeenah, the house y'all are staying in, how long have y'all stayed? Like some people stay in the same house since the time they were born and things like that, right? Yeah. I guess I wonder whether that plays a part in whether you want to move out from that place when you have your whole life there. So I'm curious, like how long have you all been staying at your respective houses?
I have stayed in my house since I was 10, so that makes it like what, 22 years? 21 years, 22 years, yeah. So like, and I have my room since my sister, I used to share a room with my sis, but then she got married and then she moved out, so I redecorated the entire room, and I have like my name on the room. Like I went to get like some murals and I put like really big slab down there. So it was hard because I remember the night before I moved out, like I cleared because all the shelves were being cleared and all that. Like, and then you look around and you're like, oh my god, am I really actually doing this? Like, is this something? Will I regret this? Like, what is going on? Like, why did I put myself through this? Like, when you really actually, it is one thing to think about it, like you imagine it, but it's another thing when you actually see it. You know, that's what they always say, right? And then that moment, like, it's like a slap of reality. Like, oh shush, like, what am I putting myself for? Like, am I actually ready for this? Like, you start doubting yourself and you come out with like 2,000 scenarios that's gonna happen, and like, you know, that whole like end game scenario started happening, and then you're like sitting there like Doctor Strange trying to figure out like whether is this going to be like, what is the final outcome. But then again, I have to like say, you will miss it, because it's like how you like miss your primary school teacher and your primary school friends, all that kind of thing. Like, because it helped you to shape your life, but you don't want to stop your life because of what you did in primary school or what experiences you have in primary school. You know, you won't want to stay in your primary school, right? You want to move on to the next thing in life, the next thing that's gonna be the best for you. So
speak for yourself, okay? Speak for yourself. I just wish I was in primary school and my only worry in life was about when it's lunchtime.
I mean, like, you want to have like, you know, move on. Like, if you're in primary school and you want to like, you know, go on to secondary school and then like make like cooler friends and do cooler stuff. And
this was the mistake. This is the mistake I made when I was young. But then I got old, and then I'm like, no, I want to go back to primary school days. I had my playtime, I had my lunchtime. Go back, I can watch Pokemon. Like, that's my only worry.
But nap time.
Nap time. Yeah. Let's not forget nap time. Now grown up back and you have your nap time.
Oh my god, I miss nap time.
But okay, but we digress. But I mean, yeah, that is a good point. Jason, for yourself, how long have you been staying in your house?
For myself, all my life. But I don't think, or I'm not sure if if I had moved houses prior to my current house, whether it would make a difference lah. But I think the biggest factor is still my relationship with my parents that really wants me to stay. Yeah, but of course I do love my girlfriend, and that part of me wants to start a new family as well lah. So just weighing the options.
Would your girlfriend want to like move in together with your family?
Oh, good question. I think she would be
you have
okay.
best of both worlds.
That's true. I think she'd be okay with it.
But was this a conversation you all had?
It did come into the conversation, but my parents made their stand very clear from the start. GTFO.
Get out.
Xeenah, how long have you been staying in this house?
I've been staying here for the last 7 years. So I think, because I'm staying in Yishun, okay, and I really don't like Yishun at this point anymore. Because my whole life I've been like just revolving around Yishun. So I think I just want to go somewhere like where it's more lively. You know, maybe the east.
Oh my, yes, east side, best side.
Yes. So like,
East side.
Hey, hello, you Chikang person here. Stop talking bad about my side.
West side, no.
So like I just want to get out of Yishun, I think. Like I'm happy to go anywhere. But
is it a true concern of your life that there'll be someone who will do something?
Would you be like the most like opposite one, like you're from Yishun and you go like straight away to like Changi or something, like, because I just want to be like super far away from Yishun. I don't want to like, would you like do that?
Maybe not so Changi, but like probably like the more nicer areas like Bedok or like where there's
quite far already.
Yeah, like where there's
like 40 minutes bus journey away from your house.
Yeah.
But you won't. I mean, but if you actually get a place near your parents, you get like some kind of grant for that, right? Correct me if
I
I'm
think
wrong.
you do. I think
Oh,
you do.
okay.
I
So
mean, but that's if you purchase the house, lah, not rental.
Yeah,
lah.
correct.
So for that one, right, a common misconception is BTO, the close proximity grant, right, is actually not applicable for BTO, only for resale.
Resale.
Yeah, so for BTO, it's a priority for ballot selection if you are close to any of the parents.
Okay.
I have a question though. I have a question. So, like, you guys know that for Singaporeans, like, if you want to move out on your own or purchase a house, it's on the single scheme. You need to be 35 years old. Do you guys think that 35 years old is like too late in life for that to come around, or you guys think that it should be like lowered down to like earlier, like maybe 30 or 25 even?
Definitely lower. I mean, because I think as what we established at the start of the conversation, right? Like, I don't think it has anything to do with age. Like, as long as you have like the financial stability, you should be able to do it. So, and I think like with most people starting to work by the age of 25, I would say it's average. It's like, I think having 5 years, if I hit 30 and if I have my own savings plus my parents are willing to sponsor me a bit to move to my own place, I don't understand why I need to wait another 5 years just to be able to do it, right? Like, yeah. That's my take, like, at least.
How about Jason?
Yeah, I think because for why they put it at 35, I think we all know is, encourage more kids, family planning, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think personally, I'll be happy if it's reduced. So like any age you can do it, because the world's getting overpopulated anyway. So yeah, that's fine. Man.
How about Xeenah?
For me, like, I feel like I'm not saying anything, but 35 is like a long way. I have like a very long way to reach 35. So I think that it should be lowered to maybe like, as what Vivek said, like 30, or maybe like a bit earlier, like 28 or something, so that like whoever, like for example, if I want to move out maybe with my friends, or I want to move out with like someone I know, then we can like make the adjustment to find like a place where we both can share rent equally.
Yeah.
Or like, if I'm doing it alone, then I should have enough at that point of time. I think by the time I'm that age, I would have enough to move out, so I wouldn't have to like think ahead, like, oh my god, like if I can't pay rent, like am I going to be kicked out or something like that. So like, I know rent is not the only thing, like there's a lot of things, like you have to take care of your own food, clean the house. Like for me, I think the most putting off thing would be like cleaning the house, because right now when I do it also at home, I really don't like it. So like when you have your own place, I think when you look at the mess all around, I think you yourself will be programmed to like just go and clean it up. So in that sense, it gives you more structure as a human being, I think. Like do your own shit and like, oh my god, can we say it?
It's okay, we'll beat that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just say all the profanities now.
I know it's a commonly brought up argument for a lot of things, but like I do agree with it to some extent, which is like, especially for the guys, right, at the age of, even as a young age of 16, they think we are independent and whatever enough to go for NS. So if you think I'm independent enough to go to NS at the age of 16, you should be able to believe I'm independent enough to stay alone if I want to at a younger age as well. So that difference, adds up to me.
I have another question though. So Jason brought up a very good point just now about like, 35 it's there so that is to encourage family planning, right? But do you guys think if you guys were to move out, that would actually help you to become a better person, and then finding a partner would be much easier because you've become like a more independent person? So would being 35, like moving out, does it actually make sense, or like, actually having it earlier would make more sense? I don't know if you guys are clear with my question, but
I would believe being able to move out of the house would definitely make me feel a bit more comfortable in the baby making experience. if that's a nice way to put that. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, like, yeah, not having the parents around, having my independence, like after marriage and things like that. But I mean, then again, like, I mean, this is for the single moving scheme. But if I do agree with Erica, like, if I stay alone, calling over a girl to my house for the date would definitely make me feel better than getting my parents' permission to allow someone to come over to the house for a date. So yeah, I definitely think letting us move out earlier would help with that particular category. But at the same time, I also do see the concern of if I move out and I realize the sweetness of freedom that I have when I stay alone, then that could also dissuade me from wanting to have a partner. So
No, but you'll be like so lonely and you want to have someone with you, right?
but no, you see, this is what people do. Okay, I mean, but I also like am all for it. When you feel lonely, you just get yourself a pet. You get yourself a dog. You feel good and happy and nice, nice in
No,
life.
but the dog can't give you what?
Children.
Like a dog or a
No,
cat.
but this, you see, this is where mentality comes. Do I really need another human or another baby to make me feel happy?
We all need dogs. Like we all.
Yes, we all need dogs.
We all need
Or
dogs.
cats for the cat people, but
Yeah, exactly. We
but
all need them.
yeah, but that's my thing. Like my sister, I mean, even after marriage and things, I mean, like I met not just my sister, like a lot of people whom I know, like after marriage, it doesn't mean they immediately want to jump into the baby making, right? Everyone still wants to settle down in their life before having children and things like that. So I don't think being able to get a house by myself like affects that factor in any way. It's just an excuse, I feel, to just make us wait longer, and if, as Jason says, you don't like your family members, like survive the torture a bit longer before you can move out.
Yeah. So what about Xeenah? What do you think? If let's say if you were to move out earlier, does it help with the whole family planning process, or it's actually like not very useful? What do you think?
Me, like, it wouldn't really make much of a difference because, like, personally, I'm not looking to like have a family at this point. Like, even like when I'm 35, I will still think like it's too early because like how are you going to take care? Like, for example, if like I have a husband and he is not like independent and he's not mature, so I'll be taking care of like one baby and then I'll have another baby of my own, like our kid to take care of. So I am not sure. Like, I think like if it comes down to like having a house and having my own property, and if I need a husband to do that, like to buy it, I think I would be okay. But like in terms of if I'm gonna rent and I have to like take care of so many things, I don't think I would want to do that. I think it also comes down to like who I choose to like go with.
Yeah, for sure. But do you think like being independent and like getting ready to become someone's, like, being independent and like living by your own will help you to become a better person and also like a better partner?
Yes, definitely, because you would then realize like what you wouldn't want to find in that person. Because like when you live on your own, I'm sure like right now you may realize there are certain things about you that you don't like at this point because you have to do everything by yourself, right? So like imagine like you finding that out in someone else and then you have to live with that kind of person. So I think for me, if I do that, I will be able to know like what I'm actually looking for, like like when we have to do things together, like clean, cook or whatever, he shouldn't be like, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm just going to play my video games, like, so like, yeah, in that sense, I think it would help me know like what I'm looking for also.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like our content, please like and subscribe for more. The next part of the video can be found over here. If you haven't watched our previous video, you can also click on the link on above as well. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.